this show yeah, just astounds me still. But it's just great to be kind of tapping back into the performance world and the songwriting world, and you know, getting to be on the other side of the camera for the first time with actually putting together our video. It was really, really exciting. And so if some of you guys haven't seen it, you'll obviously have to go and hit the link in my bio, and there's a little link there. You go to YouTube, check it out. But we have a wonderful Nashville cameo from Jonathan Jackson. So I felt like we were combining this, like, you know, it was almost like a Marvel Cinematic Universe. Like,
I know. And Butch Walker, I mean, just like songwriting legend.
Yeah.
And such an incredible performer. That was very cool too.
Yeah. So I mean, it was great to get to work with you, you know, and I really enjoyed this little dynamic, and I'm pleased with how the video came together. You know, I think playing a bad actor is I'm very good at doing that. So you, of course, were the astute one that knew your lines.
I had to really work on channeling a disgruntled actress. It's just I've never been one before, ever.
Yeah. But do what you know. It's just like, well, yeah. Kind of like one of those, you know, I wanted to start the video with one of those, you know, dreams that I'm sure you probably have as well, where like you're suddenly like you're on stage in a play or something, and they push you out and you've not read the play, and you're like, or, you know, I have those dreams all the time. I'm on set and like action, you know, and like, I have no idea. I haven't read it. I don't know what I'm supposed to say.
That is my actual recurring nightmare.
Yeah.
Like my actual recurring nightmare all the time, where it's just me being like, I don't know any of these words. And and everyone's waiting and angry and hungry and just terrible.
Yeah. Mine usually happen in the theater, and it's like live audience there. Like, they're like, well, go, say your line.
That's crazy.
But that'll be a fun way to start the video.
Yes, that's a great way to start the video. When did you write Tennessee?
Probably, it's a few years old now, because I went to, in 2019, I made the kind of conscious choice to go to England and write this record, honestly. You know, I'd been in Nashville for like 10 years at that point, and I had a load of songs together, but I went through some stuff in 2018. I lost my mum in 2018, and some big life changes happened. And yeah, after having a break from kind of being creative, I then came with like a sort of fresh perspective on what I wanted to make music about and sing about, and who was important to me. And so the penny dropped that I needed to do that in England, actually, and go home and be around family and be in the place I grew up. So funnily enough, I wrote Tennessee with another British songwriter. So I just think it's funny, it took two Brits to write a kind of banger about the South. But Ed Harcourt, who's an amazing songwriter as well, we collabed on this and another couple tracks on the record. But it had been one that was, I hadn't written like a love letter to the place I'd spent an important decade of my life yet. And so I just wanted to sort of fill that with the imagery and the fire and the heat of this place, and also it was a song that was kind of about like our industry, actually, and like Tennessee feeling like a safe place to come and get away from like the bullshit and the glitz and the whatever of like how draining the entertainment industry can be. So it was kind of that thing of the LA lights, you know, being a bit too glaring, and where do I feel like myself and whole and inspired, and I think it's in the South. So it kind of came out of that. And then I had that riff that you hear at the beginning of the track for a couple of years, and I'm not a lead guitar player by any means, but I had written that one riff. I was like, I think this is a cool riff. I'm going to hold on to this.
Keep it in your pocket for a rainy day.
The one riff I've ever written. And then I was like, would it be great to get like a Foo Fighter on this? And I was like, I'm going to reach out to Chris Shiflett and see if he'll do it. And then he was like, yeah, I'd love to. It's like, oh, shit. Cool. That's nice. So then I ended up with Chris, who's incredible, ripping those solos and making it feel really exciting.
Isn't that the beautiful part about like the creative community and people in entertainment that just get that like creative language, where they're like, yeah, what do you need? How can I help serve your creative vision? Because we all need each other in order to like keep this creative business going to a certain extent. Like if we're all willing to take chances on with each other, I feel like
Yeah.
that's what keeps the creative juices flowing instead of just like it, then it's only just a job as opposed to being like, hey, I have this idea and
Yeah.
actually like helping ignite the fire of someone else's idea. I feel like
Yeah.
it just feeds the creative flame for
Well,
everyone.
that's why I was very thankful for you because, we didn't know each other, but our friend Catherine Powell, who's an amazing photographer, connected some dots, and then, you were very open to having a chat about trying to get this little idea off the ground. And I was like, it would be great to work with you. It's not fully fleshed out, but I've got a rough idea of what I think it could be. And thanks for your faith that you
No,
weren't looking into a shit show.
no, it was so fun. And that's like what a joy, especially coming off of our whole industry, the theatrical industry was on a strike. And so,
Yeah.
it was just such a joy to be in that environment again and with cameras and lights and
There we go.
again, just like joining kind of creative
Yeah.
forces and when like no idea is a bad idea, it's
Yeah.
just like the think tank
Yeah.
is just like my favorite place in the
Yeah.
world.
Yeah, yeah. And it was nice to be a small tank because we're both used to like, okay, the network with their notes and this producer that you've never met comes in and rewrites
Hmm.
the thing. And you're like, doesn't make sense to my character, but okay, I've already said that 2 seasons ago. Anyway, so just to have a small hub, Carson Butcher was our director on this. He's fantastic. And Tyler Oates, great DP and great crew. And it felt nice. It felt like we were making a little mini movie. And I'd actually quite
Yeah.
like to see where that movie goes. I think we joked about, should we just fill in these gaps and see what, see what, make the short film version.
I loved it. I loved how it ends. It was so beautiful. But I also want to go back to, because you mentioned that you specifically found yourself where you went home and wanted to write the record there. And I do think it is so interesting. I don't know if you found this, but being like at some point in your 30s, like I feel like you generally people can spend their 20s like working towards something
Mm,
and how I've found at least like my experience of being in my 30s is like all of a sudden wanting to understand how I got there and like wanting to understand like my childhood and go back home to a certain extent
yeah, yeah,
and to like have a deeper understanding of that like kind of journey in totality. So it's just really interesting to me that you went home to then all of a sudden write music of the place where you ended
yeah,
up and like to look at it from a different perspective.
yeah. That's it. It was really important, and there's always a pull. I think for me, I grew up in Cornwall on the southwest coast of England, so beautiful beaches, and I was a beach kid, and it's very rural but creative, lots of art down there and artistry, and it's a real again another kind of like safe space to take a deep breath. And I miss the ocean. Nashville's great, but I wish we had
Yeah, we're
I
very
wish we had a
landlocked.
beach and not a kind of green lake. Um, but yeah, that distance from home, I think, is yeah. As you get a little older, you can appreciate it more, or it just makes you feel, I don't know, makes me feel nostalgic and creative and young again.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. It is funny how you're like, I just want to get out of here. My stepdaughter had prom a couple weeks ago, and so I was just around like all these seniors in high school who were just like so excited for their next chapter, and then it's like
yeah,
me and my other friend, and we're like in our like late 30s being like, just enjoy it now, like
yeah,
vicariously living through them, being like, I want to go back to prom. Like, I want all those awkward dances and like the kind of good DJ that's not good at
yeah,
all. And
yeah.
yeah,
I
the
love it.
nostalgia is magical especially for the creative.
Yeah. So talking about next chapters, what's your next chapter? Can you talk a little bit about that? I
A
know
little bit.
we know how this industry works, and it's very top secreted. But is there anything
I
you can talk about?
know. Yeah, I mean, but just what has been announced, I'm kind of gearing up to go and film a television series called We Were Liars, and I
Yes.
play Bess Sinclair, and it's based off of a great book. If you've read it, you know, and if you've not read it and you need a new great book, We Were Liars is fantastic.
Mm.
And that's all I can say, because it is one of those books too where like you don't, you know, if someone asks you like what is it about, like even on the back of the book it says if someone asks you how this ends, just lie. Like it's just that it definitely it grips you and then takes you on a very good ride that I don't want to spoil any of it. So
Of course.
yes.
Well,
But
that's very exciting.
I know it's been a minute. It's you know, I felt so fortunate to be able to work on a show that went for so many years, which is really rare these days. I mean, we did 8 years, and then there were two spin-offs where I was very lucky enough to be able to go and play. So in totality, I played a character. Her name was Caroline Forbes,
Cool.
and she spanned 3 shows in 13 years, which is crazy.
Wow. There
Yeah,
can't be
and so
many roles or characters within our industry that actually are able to cross into different shows, and you know, so you're a
it
unicorn.
was very special. And I also started this series. It's like the greenest of the bunch. It was like my first show. And you know, I never even like bought a place in Atlanta because I was like, nope, this might be the year that like she doesn't make it. So I just kept like, I would always hold my breath
All the way to the end.
until the very end. And then I was like, well, yeah, maybe I should have bought in season 2. That would have been a wise investment back in the day. But in the meantime, I've been lucky enough to, you know, welcome 2 beautiful children into this world. And so, and then we obviously, as the globe went through the pandemic and then the writer's strike and our strike, you know, our guild strike. So it has been a minute, and I'm just so excited to get back in like in front of the camera again. But it was nice to like get a taste of it for this incredible video that we did. And I hope you cannot hear any drilling. If you do, I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
Okay.
It's okay.
They're quite literally cutting
people.
cement. I know. But if it's that annoying, we can go on a walk to a different room.
Not at all. Not at all. Well, maybe I was thinking, if it's okay with you, I might play a little acoustic version of the song. If you can handle one more version of it. I know you heard it a lot the day we shot the video.
No, I would love to hear it.
But it might be kind of fun because it's very nice, and thank you for joining forces on this, because I'm getting to say hello to a whole new world of people, and I'm really excited to see our collective groups combining.
Yes, I know.
We just need like a vampire country show now, you know, and then
perfect.
And then everybody will go absolutely mad. I just need to like loop in Chris Shiplet on another screen and Butch over here, and we'll just start a band. You know?
That would be awesome.
We can sing, right?
I mean, in a different life. In a different life.
Okay.
Past life.
I don't know. There's still time. Well, yeah. If you'd humor me for a minute.
Yes. Yes. I'm like, I don't know what this button is. It might be a mute button, and if it is, I'm going to help you because of the.
Okay. Oh, there we go. Now it's all me. Pressure's on. But anyway, I know we haven't had a chance to look at these comments, but hello to everybody who's tuning in, and thank you for taking the time to sit with us for a minute. I see you in many countries, but we are welcoming you to Nashville, and specifically to Tennessee, which is what this tune's about. So if you get a chance to hop on Spotify and or anywhere you consume music, this little sucker is out, and it goes like this. Woo, 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 woo. To the shadow of an eagle, through the valley of the snakes, in the garden of evil. Praying for the rain beneath the southern sky. There's a funeral pyre, and even cowboys cry for a heart on fire. There's a wolf in the fields. I hit the road and burn. She got me on my knees, my southern girl. coming down to Tennessee. When we touch, I feel your heat. Come on, bring your love to me. Oh, woo, 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 woo. All the fallen souls baptized in the river. Oh, they're never gonna know what it's like to be a sinner beneath the western sky, where the dead are the living. The camera never lies, and the truth is forbidden. There's the wolf in the fields, or hit the road and burn. She got me on my knees, my southern girl. I'm coming down to Tennessee to fill my heart and let it bleed. There's no place I'd rather be. Oh, I'm coming down to Tennessee. When we touch, I feel your heat. Come on, bring your love to me. I'm coming down to Tennessee to fill my heart and let it bleed. There's no place I'd rather be. Oh, I'm coming down to Tennessee to fill my heart and let it bleed. There's no place I'd rather be. I'm coming down to Tennessee. When we touch, I feel your heat. Come on, bring your love to me. I'm coming down to Tennessee. Bring your love to me. Oh. I'm coming down to Tennessee. Bring your love to me. Woo, woo, woo. Woo, woo, woo. Woo, woo, woo. Woo, woo. Thank you.
Woo!
Cheers.
So good.
Well, you know, it's fun to play an acoustic guitar. Like I said earlier, guys, if you check it out, you'll get some fuzzed out Chris Shiflett from Foo Fighters, which is
Yes.
a little different to that, but hey, I'm just very, very thankful. Well, thanks for sitting through and being a cheerleader for me.
I mean, happily anytime. I get a free concert, this wonderful rainy day, you know, the light sounds of cement being drilled behind me. I mean, just perfection.
Just beautiful. Couldn't ask for a more Tennessee day.
Yeah, exactly. Truly, thank you so much for inviting me to be a part of this music video. It was so fun. I love it so much. The imagery is just like fantastic, and I love your song. I love your voice. I'm so excited for this album and for everyone to hear it. So congratulations.
Thank you, Candice. Well, again, from my end, just an honor to have you there to share the screen. I think you know, it came out better than I imagined, honestly. So couldn't have asked for a better co-star. And you know, we had a cool band that day. We had a cool band of people, and again, I'm very thankful to the fans, to everybody who's tuned in and had a little listen and enjoyed our little chat. Thank you. It's nice to meet some new folks. And again, if you you know, shameless promo, if you pop to my bio, hit the little link in the bio, you can go stream the song and check the video out, and you know, tell us what you think.
Yeah.
Tell us, do you need to see more? Do you need to see where the story goes afterwards? You know, you can get the fans really involved and get some fan fiction going.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I'm all for the spaghetti western fan fiction.
Absolutely. It's definitely having a moment. It was a funny thing where this video was going to be very, very different. There was a kind of version an initial version that was very kind of like Southern Gothic fantasy vibes that got pitched to me, which well, you know, I'm a big old nerd, so like Dungeons and Dragons, oh, I'm all into it, you know, give me any of that. And I was like, I think it's a little too far in the other direction. So we ended up in 70s spaghetti Western world with cowboy hats, which I think is definitely having a moment right now. So
Yes.
um,
Yes.
it was good.
Perfect timing.
It
You
was good.
nailed it.
It was good timing. Well, I just want to say thanks again. Lovely chatting to you.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, yeah. And we'll have to, you know, we'll have to collaborate next time. Maybe maybe we continue the little world. I think that would be kind of fun.
I know. Anytime. And thank you guys so much for all your sweet
Yeah,
messages. I was reading
absolutely.
them. It's so kind. And thank you for inviting me to come and join you today. This is awesome.
Yeah. Well, I can't thank you enough. Oh, and there's a knock at the door with a delivery. So
Perfect.
I'm getting
Perfect.
deliveries. You're getting.
I'm
Oh, and
cutting
it's one of those where I
cement.
have to sign
Yep.
for it, and he's standing there, and you can see me just looking at a phone. It's great.
Perfect.
It's so good. You've got drilling going on. We're just real
Uh-huh.
people, you know.
Yeah, just another Friday
It's
afternoon.
Friday afternoon.
All
On that
right. Well,
note,
thank you.
I'll
Thank you
speak
so
to you soon.
much.
Okay,
Okay,
take care.
bye.
Bye,
Bye,
everybody.
everyone.
Cheers, cheers.